And now for something completely different.
Hi friends, it's Emily from Pointer's Place, and today we're going to do the husband and wife tag. I have my husband here, Bryce, with me, and we're going to answer some questions.
All right, so I will ask the first question. First question is, when did we meet?
We met when I was 10 years old and Bryce was 11 or 12. My family had just moved to Spokane from California, and Bryce's family had been there for a few years before then, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were childhood sweethearts.
Yeah. What was your first opinion of me?
Okay, so like you just said, we met when we were pretty young.
In church.
Yeah. So because of that, like, I had all like, I wasn't thinking like, ooh, I want to date this girl's cute. I was thinking like, I did think you were pretty cute.
Aww.
I did. And I felt like I recognized you, which is weird when you're a kid, because like, how do you recognize people because you don't remember anything?
Yeah.
But it almost made me feel like we had like played together at a playground at some point when we were like really little, because my family used to live in California too when I was like 4. And so
Yeah.
I felt like I had seen you somewhere, or like I knew you from somewhere, but I didn't know where.
Yeah.
That might be kind of creepy.
No, I don't know. Just like familiar,
Yeah.
kindred spirits.
Yeah. And you were really shy. I knew you were shy, and I liked you because you were shy.
Yeah.
When did you know I was the one?
After our second date, I came home and Bryce had just hugged me after that date, and you kissed me on my forehead, and I was just smitten, and I just knew that Bryce was the one. How long did it take to plan the wedding?
Our engagement was almost exactly 6 months long, and we didn't have a very big wedding. So, I mean, it took 6 months to like do all the work. We probably didn't put in a ton of work over those 6 months. You put in most of the work.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I did very, very little of it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that much. It wasn't that much planning. It felt like a lot to us at the time, because I was in school, you were working, and you were doing school.
Yeah.
And so it felt like, oh my goodness, there's so much going on. But looking back on it now, it really wasn't
that much.
Really wasn't that much.
Yeah. Although you were there for a lot of moral support, like just talking through all of my ideas with you, which was really helpful.
Yeah. During our engagement, we were together every day, just like hanging out, doing schoolwork.
Yeah.
And so, like, if she had a thought come into her head about, hey, I want to do this, or I want to do this, I was always right there to hear it.
Yeah. Run it through the finance machine.
Yeah, basically.
When did we get married?
Our ceremony that we had with family and friends was on a Thursday in May 23rd of 2019. And we went to the courthouse and got legally married that Tuesday before, which was May 21st. And the reason we did it that way was because this was right before Memorial Day weekend, so we knew we had like a long honeymoon built in, and so I'd miss the fewest amount of classes possible. And B, I'd actually stacked it in advance that quarter. I had all my classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. So because of that, I had Tuesday off to get married the first time, had Thursday off to get married the second time, and then we had Monday off for Memorial Day, and then Tuesday I always had off, so I didn't have class again until the following Wednesday, which gave us like a 6-day weekend. And I skipped classes on Wednesday in between the courthouse and our ceremony, so we could like rehearse and spend time with family and have all that. How long have we been married?
We have been married for a year and a month, almost exactly, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Good year.
It's been a very good year.
How did you propose?
I proposed. This is a more embarrassing story. Emily and I both believe very strongly that when you get married, it really is until death do you part. In November of 2018, the way I thought of it was, you know she wants to marry you, and you want to marry her. Like, you've talked about it, and so you don't really need to ask. And so I didn't. So what I did instead was I told Emily, hey, I have the ring with me. Would you like to try it on? And you cried a little bit, and I cried a little bit. Then on Saturday, we kind of got together that morning and thought, well,
let's tell the family.
What are we gonna? Yeah, let's tell the family. I mean, we don't feel any big red flags in our hearts, so let's kind of publish this, right? And so we told the parents and the grandparents and my sister and some cousins, and then we kind of let it sit for another day. And then on Sunday, your roommate took some engagement pictures of us in the park, and then we kind of went official that afternoon. Internet official. Since then, I haven't looked back, and I haven't regretted it at all. But it did kind of come to be in a rather different and normal way. What does my family think of you?
Your family, I mean, I kind of hit the jackpot with in-laws. My mother-in-law is so sweet and so kind and gracious, and my sister-in-law, we're really close in age, and so I actually fall between Bryce and his sister. And so it's kind of fun because we're all so close in age, and we've been, doing similar things, college, that kind of thing. So I have a great relationship with her, and of course your dad is always so helpful and so forthcoming with advice and things like that. So I think they really like me, and they've taken to me. I mean, I definitely feel really loved and appreciated and accepted by them. So anyways, I hit the jackpot. How many children did I want before marriage?
I feel like I know this one for sure, because early in our relationship, we talked a lot, and we talked seriously about getting married and about having kids and what we kind of wanted that to be like. I'm a planner by nature. I like to think ahead. Emily is probably even more that way than me. And so I feel like the consensus between us at that time was that we wanted 4 kids.
Yeah.
And we wanted 2 boys and we wanted 2 girls, and we named all of them. And we still have some of the names maybe in the pool that we might use down the line. We'll see. But anyway, so I'm gonna say 4. I feel like we initially wanted 4.
Yeah.
What does my friend think of you, or my friends in general? You can answer it either
Friends
way.
think of me. We have a lot of mutual friends. We spend a lot of time with your cousins, and a lot of mutual friends. But I would say, for the most part, of the people that maybe you befriended before I did, I think they all like me. They all probably think I'm a little bit nuts because I'm such a planner. What is my worst habit?
I feel like this is a trick question. Sometimes when you make a meal, which by the way, she is an amazing cook. She's awesome. What bugs me sometimes is when you make a big meal, use a bunch of pans and pots, and then you just throw them in the sink and let them sit there for longer than 12 hours. That just drives me nuts.
Well, let's clarify here. If I make dinner, the dishes are either done that night or the next morning.
Yeah, that's probably true. But
Bryce likes it done immediately.
Yeah, I haven't gotten over the whole next morning letting them sit overnight thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the greatest habit I have, but I don't know.
The fact that that's
I'm
your
working
worst,
on it.
The fact that that's your worst habit, you should be pretty proud of that, I think. What is my best habit?
Your best habit
So many to choose from.
is you are a very schedule-oriented person. You have your routines, and you like to stick with that. Okay, this might be bad. Maybe I shouldn't say this. But something that I really appreciate is that you always wipe the toilet seat and you always put it down. I really appreciate that. Your mom put a lot of thought and effort into your future spouse. She taught you to do that. I know she was because I had a sister. I never had any brothers, and so not like, I don't know, you're just very neat that way. And I really appreciate that. You don't go and make a mess. Who wears the pants in the relationship?
Metaphorically, I would probably say it changes. We definitely try to run this marriage as a team. And I feel like there are some parts of that you're a lot better at, and there are some parts that I'm a lot better at. And so we try to let both of our skills shine forth.
We play to our strengths.
Yeah, exactly. That's a much better way of putting it.
If you could get rid of one thing that belongs to me, what would it be?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Who's the better cook?
I am, by far. You make really good scrambled eggs, and you can make Hungarian pancakes and quesadillas, but I'm probably better by quite a bit. But you do a good job, and you're a good help.
I'm a good eater.
You're a slow eater.
I'm a slow eater. Cut! And now for something completely different. This is fun.
What do we argue most about?
I feel like most of the time we respect each other enough to where we can have differences of opinion and talk them through without feeling like we're arguing. Because, again, like on some things I respect your expertise, and on other things you respect my expertise. And so I feel like we can kind of get to a resolution pretty easily. Have you ever pretended to sleep to avoid an argument?
Neither of us can sleep if there's something like between us. Like, we have to talk about it and figure it out then. What was our last argument about? I can tell you what it is right now.
Okay.
Bryce wanted to wear a blazer with a shirt underneath it for this video.
Oh my goodness.
And I told him that was maybe a little bit much.
It looked so cool. What was the last text message I sent you?
I think the last text message you sent me was okay, literally okay, because I texted you saying that I was on my way home with the Papa Murphys.
We had Papa Murphy's for dinner, and it was really good.
Yeah. Who is more affectionate?
Me. No, so this... So
Okay.
that would depend on...
Depends on our moods.
It's probably you. Sometimes I just feel overwhelmed with how wonderful my wife is, and I feel like crying, but I don't quite cry, and I'm just want to come up to you and be like, hey, I appreciate you, and I'm so thankful for you, and you're the most wonderful spouse that I could ever imagine. But that's not me all the time. So I don't know. I feel like
it goes back and forth.
it goes back and forth. What is something that I enjoy doing with you?
You really like beating me at board games.
I also like it when I lose. I still enjoy it. But it depends. There are some games where we're pretty even. There are some games where you're maybe a little better.
Yeah.
We like to play cooperative games a lot too. Like the Pandemic franchise has a lot of good cooperative games that you can play.
Maybe we should do a video about the different board games we like to play together.
Yeah, that's a good idea. See, I helped you come up with an idea.
Yeah, you'd be a good expert at that.
By going on a tangent. Yes, I would. Let's do that. Who is the more romantic one?
I think I'm a little more romantic.
I would like to make a quick comment so that everyone understands. You see those flowers in the background? I got those for her last week, and I had never gotten you flowers before.
Yeah.
And that was all part of my plan, that I would start dating you, and then after 3 years I'd marry you, and then after another year I'd get you flowers for the first time, and you'd be so surprised, because you weren't used to it, that it would make your day. So I had it planned out from the very beginning.
That's sweet.
I'm kidding.
No, it was a very nice surprise.
But I don't know.
I'm very thankful.
Those
flowers
like
are in a vlog.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got featured.
You made a vlog.
Nice.
Who is the funny one?
I am funnier to myself. Who is more outgoing?
I am more outgoing. I love to chat with people. Like, love to chat with people. That's why I made this whole channel, because I want a community of people to chat with and relate with. Would I prefer to stay in or go out on a Friday night?
We don't go on date nights that often, especially now during the quarantine and the pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
But before, I feel like we would go out to eat maybe twice a month, probably. We'd probably go out to eat 2, maybe 3 times a month. The only thing we were really spending a bunch of money on was food. And we're not big fans. We're not, I mean, you like a good steak. But other than that, neither of us are really like fancy restaurant kind of people.
We could do a bunch of restaurant reviews.
We
or
should.
something.
Yeah.
Picky eaters.
Yes, that's the thing. We're both
to
picky.
eating in Seattle, because all this weird food stuff is not us.
Yeah.
It's
But anyway,
just
I apologize again. This is kind of like all off the question of would you rather go out or stay
That's
in.
okay.
So in spite of all that, we also really like hanging out here, playing board games, getting a pizza, or like eating popcorn and cheese slices and crackers and apples. Like, we enjoy both.
We just like spending time together and the quality time together.
Have you ever lied to avoid getting in trouble with it? Neither of us are very good at lying.
No.
Like, we're just not.
Hence why we word vomit everything on the internet.
Yes.
Have I ever gotten something for you that you didn't like?
I don't remember. I'm not really a gifts person, so I can't really think of something that you got me that I did not like.
Yeah. You don't like food things that I get you to try sometimes, but
Yeah, sometimes I don't like food.
yeah.
What is the best gift that I have ever gotten for you?
You gave me your life. You vowed to give me your life.
I haven't given you the whole thing yet.
You've given me all that you have to this day.
Yeah.
You've given me your trust and your patience,
So sweet.
and you're a good teacher, and that's kind of a gift sometimes, because you are much smarter than I am, and you know a lot more than I do. But yeah, so those things, if it's a physical thing, I mean, for our anniversary, he got us this little journal, and in the journal we've been writing letters back and forth to each other, with all of the just sweet, thoughtful things that we have to say. So that's been kind of special. What is something that I cannot live without?
Your phone.
Yeah.
Use one word to describe me.
Intelligent. What is my best physical trait?
You got a lot of good ones. I really like your smile. What is my best personality trait?
Your best personality trait. You are a teacher by nature. You're very loyal. You can laugh at yourself. You're kind. You've got kind of a tenderness about you.
I'm a softie.
Yeah. Who is more likely to get in a fight?
Me.
Physically, you, definitely.
Well, I feel like everything is mental, and having mental toughness can benefit you in so many ways, and whether it's athletics or whether it's relationships or whether it's anything. Being able to kind of rely on yourself for mental strength, I think, is really, really important.
Hopefully now you know us a little bit better. Don't forget to check out our other videos, and
Make sure to like and subscribe to get more of this lovely lady on your YouTube, and comment below if you'd like to see me again in a board game reviewing video, and any specific board games that you'd like us to look at, because we might have them.
we might.